I'm trying to.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Average Takes Weekly NFL Recap.
Yo, what is up?
Welcome back.
How's it?
Yeah, pretty straightforward week. I mean, we had a couple of upsets, but it seemed like a straightforward NFL week.
Fucking
Typical.
shitty week.
I had a pretty
Dark
good
clouds for Shenny.
Yeah, dark
week. I had a pretty good week
clouds.
myself.
I mean,
Yeah, what did you? Are you close to like undefeated this week on picks?
no,
Me?
Roman?
No,
all
I
lost
lost
four.
4 games. I'm
4.
11-4 this week.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully the Browns give it to me and get me 12-4.
That's what I'm
Oh,
talking about.
son of a bitch. Hopefully not.
Still got one more game tomorrow. Browns Ravens, big one for their
Hopefully
division
not.
and for
Yeah,
playoffs.
that's a good Monday night game.
Yeah, the Ravens are sitting right out the bubble of playoffs right now, so they got to win to stay in. And Browns are looking pretty nice in the playoffs.
Bro, if they win and they
Browns been
get
on a hot streak.
and they're the 7 seed, right now it's lining up to be Steelers-Ravens first round in the playoffs.
Steelers fans loving that.
We eat the Ravens for breakfast.
What
We
happened
eat
to
the
dinner.
Ravens fucking suck.
And they're also not good in playoffs the last couple of years either. So,
Lamar Jackson, winless.
well, let's get talking about this week's games. Big one in the MVP race, talking Chiefs versus Finns. Chiefs pulled it off, but definitely ugly.
That defense is
Outstanding
real in
plays by the
Miami.
quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Tanner. That defense is real in Miami right now.
What's his Xavier Howard? Absolute savage interception he had. He had an Odell type catch for an interception. Reached back one hand, grabbed that thing out of midair. That was lit.
Yeah, that shit was money.
Lit. That
5
was nice.
straight
Odell
games
Beckham
with
vibes.
interception for him. 5 straight.
Absolute savage.
Odell Beckham vibes.
That game got off to a slow start for the
Rocky
Chiefs.
start.
Rocky
Yeah.
start. Couple picks for Mahomes in the first quarter. It wasn't looking good right off the get, but Chiefs again come out second half hotter than anything we've ever seen and scored 28 unanswered points. And the Dolphins do the same thing, score a bunch of unanswered points and make it close at the end. But Chiefs overall win this game, stay at top of the AFC with the Steelers loss. And if you are a Miami Dolphin fan, you have to be excited for this future. This team's young,
Yep.
stringing together great games. I feel like even though they were losing early on, they were, still playing great games, like in it every week. And so if your team sees this Dolphins team in the playoffs, a little nervous, a little nerve-wracking.
They got a
this
star in
defense is
Tua for
solid.
sure.
Yeah, Tua looked good too. I agree.
Yeah, his best game as a pro.
This Chiefs team can mess up so much and still score so fast and win games. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
This defense is solid.
Crazy, bro.
And the fact that you could have 3 interceptions, I think those are only turnovers. And I think they had like four punts, I think, maybe in the whole first half. But then the second half they look solid. That's just how many weapons they got on this KC team. They can score quick, and it doesn't really matter how many times they mess up.
The only way you can beat
So
the
many
Chiefs
weapons,
right
bro.
now is you have to be perfect, and it's just so hard to be perfect in a football game for 4 quarters, for 60 minutes.
Especially
Something's
this
gonna
late
let up.
in the season with the
Yes.
injuries and COVID that's going on. Totally.
Yeah, it's so hard, and like that's why this team's dangerous. So they're definitely the best team in the AFC right now. So gotta give it up to them going off today.
Definitely. But like I said, MVP though might have slipped out of Mr. Patrick Mahomes' fingers and right into the hands of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron led this
No
Green Bay
cap,
team
bro.
in a division win over the Lions. It was a good game, hard-fought battle, but man, Aaron's just padding the stats.
Definitely, bro. Aaron Rodgers looked
He's killing the
crazy
game.
today.
Agree.
Went crazy. Him and
But
Devontae Adams, their hookup
Devontae
right now
Adams.
is nuts. I've never seen anything like it.
firing on all cylinders.
Devontae Adams has a touchdown in 8 straight games now, and he leads the league in receiving touchdowns, and he's inching closer to DK's yards, so he might lead the league in yards. These last few weeks are going to be kaboom for
Big.
them. Yeah.
Boom.
Aaron Rodgers needs it for his MVP talk.
Green Bay also this week took over as first in the NFC, and they're looking at a week bye in the playoffs
Yep.
right now.
Just clinched. Yep.
Clinched playoffs
Fire.
and are sitting pretty right now in that first seed as Saints lost a ugly game this week.
Yeah,
But
it's tough.
man, this Green Bay team, and it doesn't even seem like they have big names or big stars. They have Aaron Rodgers. Devontae Adams is obviously coming up huge right now. But other than that, they have
NFC's kind of weak a little bit. It's a little weak, to be honest.
I don't know if it's weak, but I think they're just playing really good, and Aaron Rodgers is the MVP, and he's playing unreal.
For sure. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, animal. Absolute savage.
Another playoff game that
Absolutely.
has not playoff game, but playoff implications in this game was Vikings versus Buccaneers. Tom Brady and Kirk Cousins battling it out for a wild card spot, and man, feels bad for the Vikings. Dan Bailey has missed 7 kicks in the last 2 games.
Bro.
Yeah.
If he
Horrible.
makes those 3 field
Oh
goals
my
and extra
God.
point, they win this game.
They need to go sign the
Yep.
Sarah Fuller, the chick kicker. She will
Anybody
make those
else.
field goals.
Literally anyone else, bro. Anybody else that says they're a kicker, get them in there. Dan Bailey, it's over with.
Yeah,
What are we
retired.
talking- why has it
buddy.
been so long?
How could you miss that many
How do you
field
miss
goals?
4?
bro?
You missed 4 today, bro. You're terrible.
3 field
Man,
goals and
kicker's
1
such a
extra
hard
point.
job
Bro, how
to
did he miss
have.
an extra point? How did he miss an extra point,
But
bro? You're on the
still.
fucking 1 yard line.
Bro, two of his
that's
kicks,
horrible.
2 of his kicks missed the whole net. They landed in the stands, bro. Missed the
Oh
whole
my
ass
God,
net.
bro.
It's tough.
That was
The wind must have
bad.
been heavy.
That
Not
was
for a
him,
Buccaneers kicker.
Slip, bro. The grass was slippery. They greased up his spot right there on the hash mark. They
2
put
weeks in a
Vaseline
row?
on the
Ryan
turf.
Suckup went 2 for 2.
2 weeks in a
2
row.
weeks in a row. Someone sabotaging him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just feel bad for guys
I don't know,
that
bro.
happens for in the NFL. It's embarrassing, especially in this day of media, how we're talking about it on a podcast right now.
Yep.
You just feel bad for these guys because
Exactly. I'd
1990s,
hate to be a kicker.
you
That
miss a couple
sucks.
kicks. You might have a couple people talking about you, but it's not all. Your face isn't on ESPN as top 10 worst plays of the week. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, let's talk about this Bucks teams a little bit. Like,
yeah.
I don't think they're as scary as we thought. Like earlier in
No,
the season,
they're not, bro. I
They're
don't
kind
think
of
they
they're
are
kind of
either.
slowed down. They don't look as like a threat at all to any
Tom Brady
team.
looks tired, man. It looks like age is caught up to him. It's not looking as good as it did. I would have definitely agree with you.
Yeah, I think it doesn't look as good as it did, but they still are a sneaky team. Like, they're pretty good. Like, they could be a team to do some damage in the playoffs, and you can never count out Tom Brady.
Yeah, I
So.
think that team could battle with the rest
They
of
still
them.
have a lot of weapons, bro. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
They sneak in the playoffs, they could do some damage.
who knows?
Who knows?
Hopefully they turn it on.
They're the guys who are good aren't really making big plays, or Tom's not throwing them the ball. Tom's deepest passes of the
Yeah,
year
Antonio
have all
Brown had
gone.
5 catches for 50 yards, bro.
Yeah, but like I was saying, all Tom Brady's deep throws are going to little Scotty Miller. Like, why aren't we?
Yeah.
You have 2 of the fastest guys in the NFL, and Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown on your team, and they're not getting the deep ball. Like, I mean, I just think the way that this team
They got some tweaks to make on this offense for it to work. Yeah, I see what you're saying. They got to make some adjustments on offense to fit Tom Brady because he's not a deep ball specialist. He never has been. He's a quick, make the right read and get 12 yards, quick, and then maybe the wide receiver breaks
let
something.
your playmakers make plays. Like, Tom's just
Right,
there to get
right.
the ball.
Yeah, and I mean,
Exactly.
you say the kicker for the Vikings makes all his field goals. This game is literally 26-24. Like, it's a close game. Like, it was
They're in it.
It was
They're
a
in
better
it,
game
bro,
than
yeah.
the score says, but
Yeah, and that's the same thing with the Vikings all year. They have played better than their record shows. They could have been a really good team if a few things would have went other ways throughout the season. A lot of close games, a lot of like mishaps throughout the year, and that's kind of how this whole season's gone for a lot of teams.
I
Real
think that has
close, but just
a lot to do with no preseason. You don't get to see any of your guys like intertwine. OTAs were canceled this year, so your off-season practices where you get to meet and get the timing down and all that. Then preseason where you get to see your young guys develop and to the roles. I think that has a lot to
yeah.
do with the slow start, and now we're seeing teams that were good, like the Raiders, who started off hot, are absolutely terrible now, losing to the Colts, 44-20. Phillips
Yep.
has a torn foot, and he looked fine out there. They couldn't do nothing versus Phillips.
Shit, no,
country blood.
We were just saying how Raiders got Phillips' number. It might be the other way around because Phillip lit them up today.
Yeah.
Literally lit them up.
That was a bad
lit
take.
them up, bro.
Yeah, that was a horrible take.
Bad
I
take.
think that was my take
I mean,
specifically.
it was definitely close in the beginning and like towards the fourth quarter, but
Yeah, but give him that stat. Give him that stat.
Raiders give up the most points and versus any team in the fourth quarter, and that's the most that any team gives up in any quarter. So they're giving up the most points in the fourth quarter by far more than any other team.
So they're giving up the most points in the most important quarter to not give up points.
Yes.
They lead the league in giving
What
up points in the
what
most
that
important
means
quarter.
to me is that this Raiders team is not conditioned the way an NFL team should be conditioning. They aren't able to finish games like they should. We saw the Jets come back last week in the fourth quarter, and if it wasn't for a Hail Mary, they'd lose versus the worst team in the league.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
We thought this Raiders team was
I
good.
called my
but
boy Ty Hilton going off. 5
I think
receptions,
this
86 yards,
Colts
2
team
touchdowns,
is
bro. Lit.
definitely a team that you're
Fire.
going to see in the playoffs, and definitely a team that's going to do well. I think that their defense mixed with how crazy they run their offense. I mean, I don't know. You can never tell for the future of this NFL league, but right now this Colts team looks pretty good, scoring a lot of points. and having a
Yeah,
top
this Colts
defense
team
as
seems
well.
like something's off on offense. Like they when they hit, they hit. Like they can't lie. When they hit, they hit. That defense is always good. I don't see them being a problem in the playoffs for some reason. I don't see them being like a difference maker. I do like this defense though. I see what you're saying too. And the way they mix it up, I do like on offense. They make it work with what they got on offense.
And shout out to my boy Scott for tweeting this stat that Phillip Rivers has 19 wins versus the Raiders in 17 seasons.
Oh, fire!
It's not great,
But they played them twice.
Yeah.
They played them twice a year.
forever.
So he probably has like 22 losses.
If you do the math, it would be like half and half. It would be like 17 and 17.
Something like
Now with
that.
this Colts W, maybe 18-17.
I need to know now. We'll see.
But yeah, this Colts team is kicking on all cylinders right now, and they're looking to make a run in playoffs.
Yep.
Hate it. Don't like it.
Don't like
Don't
it?
like it.
Nope.
You don't like it because they see the Steelers in 2 weeks.
I mean,
I just don't think they're that good.
I don't know. They did lose in a bad fashion to the Titans, but the Titans are also a good team.
Yeah.
Titans are good when they're good. Like they have their hit or miss weeks.
Yeah.
I feel like the Raiders are just playing super bad and the Colts lose, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not as hype on the Colts, but I mean I respect them for their record, Like, you can't knock them down saying they're a shitty team, like they're 9-4 now. So they're up there,
Yeah, a shitty team that won today versus a very good team was Eagles beating the Saints. I mean,
what
what in the world?
What?
Saints fans.
Trash,
What
bro.
the
That pissed
fuck
me
was that?
off.
What it
Seriously.
was a new quarterback in the offense for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts makes his starting debut and absolutely runs all over this Saints team that doesn't give up runs. The Saints team was like 50
And this
straight
Eagles
games.
defense.
Saints were like 50 straight games with not giving up 100 yards, and the Eagles had 200-yard rushers. So something was off today for defense.
Yes, something.
That's crazy. Quarterback and running back both rushed for over 100.
It was that defensive line for the Eagles.
And that
was the
defensive
difference maker.
line, Taysom Hill's face was getting them nervous, bro.
Rushing them
100%.
all night.
Pissed, bro.
I
And then
think
offense had
definitely
some new
was it.
life playing well.
Yeah.
It was a good mixture for the Eagles, and that's a promising looking because the Eagles were supposed to be decent this year.
They have the
Carson
pieces.
Wentz-
They have the
yeah.
pieces to be good.
Oh, I
before
saw
Carson Wentz
these
fell apart.
numbers, and the Eagles are 11-2 without Carson Wentz.
You love to
Damn,
hear it.
bro.
Get him out
Get
of
him
there.
the
What are we thinking?
fuck out of there. What are we thinking,
Yeah.
bro?
We had been
Literally.
asking for
God
Jalen Hurts
damn.
all year. Since like
All
week
Literally.
4. So, I mean, we saw this coming.
And the Eagles could have been good, bro. They
Needed
held
it.
Alvin Kamara to 50 yards, 11 carries, bro.
Yeah, I mean, their defensive front had to put an impact on this game because Taysom Hill probably hasn't seen pressure like ever in his life playing quarterback. He doesn't know what NFL linemen in his face look like all the time. So,
And those are
that's-
some big old D linemen, bro. Fletcher
Yeah.
Cox is huge,
Yeah.
bro.
Yep.
Huge.
those are some of the reasons why I kind of wanted Jameis to play for the Saints is because he knows what NFL games are about. But, I mean, you don't know what he has in the tank.
I mean, that's what I mean. As a
Taysom
Saints
did
fans,
not look good.
you are
Jason-
praying Drew
Jameis
Brees
is
comes
there.
back.
To hold a clipboard. That's it. Let's stop with the fantasy la la land of him playing. in a
Jameis threw
football
30
game.
tutties last year.
Get that guy out of my face, bro.
He had LASIK.
He's terrible.
I guarantee he's in QB1 somewhere.
Bro,
He just
needs
got his
LASIK
eyes done.
again. He needs
No.
LASIK
Taysom
again.
Hill did go
to look at the
almost
clipboard.
300 yards, 2 touchdowns, though.
At the end
Can't
of the
say he
game,
didn't have a bad
at
dog.
the very end of the game, they
Yeah,
threw up a
'cause
couple
they were
deep
throwing-
passes.
They were throwing slant boy all of his slants.
He's been thugging it out without Drew Brees, and you love to see it,
they've
but
been
you know
thugging
they
it,
didn't pull it
bro.
off against
They
the
lost by
Eagles this
3
week.
points.
You have to be very mad at that game, though.
They lose this week
Yeah.
against the
You
Chiefs.
lost to
though.
the
No
Eagles.
cap.
The Eagles had
Saints
3
lose
wins.
against the
And you're
Chiefs.
not the number 1 seed
Is
anymore.
Drew Brees is going to be back?
No,
the
he's not
Chiefs?
coming back
No.
until playoffs.
Next
No.
week they play the Chiefs, so I would not play Drew Brees.
And they lose.
take the
bro.
L?
Yes, just take the L.
You
Where
already
does that
lost
put
the
them in
first seed.
standings, though?
You already lost the
Oh,
first
so you
seed, so it
lost-
doesn't even matter.
You
Green
put
Bay has the
Oh.
first seed right
You
now.
lose to the Chiefs and you
So
beat the
either way, you
Panthers
got
and
to
Vikings
play in the
next.
first round, and you're going to make playoffs either way.
Yes.
Either
If
they
you
already
lose
clinched
out.
playoffs. They already clinched, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, so they would need Green Bay to lose and them to win out. But they play
Yeah.
Chiefs next week, and Chiefs could score on anyone. So
That's
I
tough.
don't know. It's
Yeah.
it's tough for that type of injury to happen to Drew Brees that late in the season.
Yeah, you hate to
Tough.
see it, especially with how solid this Saints team is. It's horrible.
Hopefully they rest him till playoffs, let him come back. But you don't know what kind
Yeah,
of
don't
rust that
rush it.
brings. You just don't know what kind of rust he has after missing like 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah, true. Going straight into a playoff game.
And he does
He's turning
have
right on to
he's
Drew Brees.
human now, you know.
Oh, yeah.
He has bad games like that. Like
Not his elbow isn't human. After he had that surgery back in the day, bro, his elbow ain't human.
his shoulder.
They put a robo arm in there. Whatever it was, bro, I don't care. Same thing. They put a robo shoulder in there. Now he slings the ball. He was a decent quarterback with San Diego. All of a sudden, he could throw it 80 yards on pinpoint when he goes to New
80
Orleans after
yards.
surgery.
The last game that we're going to talk about is leaving Shenny in the storm. Sad days coming.
And Tanner called it, baby, in the bag.
Steelers
Yes,
lost
sir.
In the bag.
a big game, I would say, versus the Bills. You saw a top competitor in the Bills, and you saw what everything they had. Josh Allen looks like he could definitely be an MVP, top 3 in our eyes. In the
Bills
future,
haven't looked better.
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs. Holy
Stephon Diggs,
cow.
top wide receiver in the league. Question marks?
Yes.
Question marks?
One of them.
It's like he
One of
doesn't
the
have a
best,
route.
bro.
He just
One
goes
of
and
the
reads
best.
the defense and then gets open. It's like he's just doing a hot route the whole game.
Yep.
And then Josh Allen's just waiting for him to make
He has
a
big
move.
time yak.
Yeah, big time
yak.
Big time yak. Cool.
Especially in those play action
Cool.
passes where you could just run around. Shenny, how do you feel about all these Steelers drop passes? I feel like that's affecting them very badly.
I don't even know. Like,
Bro, Eric
get
Ebron
paid-
is doo-doo.
he's not doo-doo, but he's notorious for dropping balls. That's why he's been on 5 different teams in 2 years. You know, he drops the fucking ball all the fucking time. It's fucking bullshit. But I don't know. These fools need to go in the locker room and maybe put like pine tar on their gloves or some shit because there's
just
drop
cheat
passing
at this point.
literally. What the fuck are you doing? Get someone else out there who's gonna catch the ball. Holy shit! Like, are you serious?
Give him that
TikTok.
spray pine tar they use in baseball.
Quit making
Yeah,
TikToks.
Just stick 'em.
literally. No, the
That
TikToks are
INT
fine.
that Big Ben threw, Juju
Juju-
could have got him, bro. Juju gave up on that.
I
play,
feel like
bro.
Juju
He
takes
didn't go
plays
for the
off now.
ball. He didn't go for the ball in the route, and then when he caught the ball and ran it back, Juju like literally sprinted for 2 steps and then stopped. He could have like dove at his ankles or something, bro.
Nah,
No.
Fuck
He's just a
that.
TikTok guy. He's just a TikTok guy.
he's not a TikTok guy
He's just a
because
TikTok guy now.
He popped
He's
off
on
a
a-
little
he-
bit tonight.
he's still on a team who has a better
DK
record
Metcalf
than
would have got
the
him.
rest of the
DK
fucking
Metcalf would
NFL.
have ran 100 yards and tackled him.
Yeah.
Not the
DK
rest
built
of the
like
NFL,
that though.
Shenny. Not the rest of the NFL.
Yeah.
Chiefs do have a better record. I'll catch you on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 31 other teams. My bad.
There you go.
31 other teams. we have a
30
better
because
record
you're
than-
not counting Steelers or
Remember when the Steelers were undefeated 2 weeks ago?
we're coming off back-to-back.
We just clinched playoffs.
No
We're in the
longer the
playoffs for
first
good
seed.
now. Don't
You're
worry about
sliding
it.
into
I ain't
playoffs with 2
tripping.
straight losses. How many more?
It's
they
One
okay.
get?
thing, if I'm the
Okay.
Steelers fan, the one thing you're nervous about is all these injuries you're facing. You don't have,
That's
Yep.
bullshit too.
Big
yeah, you
Ben's
don't.
liable to go down.
Guys are dropping the same amount as we're dropping passes. It's
Kenny,
bullshit.
what did I tell you during week 4, your guys' bye week or whatever? 13 straight
care.
games is gonna
Gonna
be
be rough.
so hard on your body. It's so hard on your body. Taking these hits, giving those hits, it is so hard. And what we're seeing late in the season that we didn't see all year from the Steelers, guys are dropping like flies. And
Hey.
that's why you're losing. You don't have your best corner out there to cover
Hot
Stephon
take.
Diggs. It's not
Did
a
you
hot
beat
take.
the Bengals? No. I had a hot take. Not even a hot take. Not even a hot take,
Warm take.
to be honest. They beat the Bengals. A great game against the Colts. Lose to the Browns, bro. That's the rest
Did
of
they
their
beat
season.
the Colts?
I just don't see that because Mike Tomlin
They
doesn't
beat
lose to
the.
the Browns.
I
He
don't know.
doesn't fucking lose to the
I can't
Browns.
call the Colts Steelers game.
Mike Tomlin doesn't
I can't
lose to
call
the
it
Browns.
Steelers-Browns game. I don't know how
Yeah.
you're saying that. Yeah, Browns are
I
good,
don't
but
know.
Baker Mayfield, his cycle is gonna hit tomorrow, and you're gonna be like, "Holy shit, the Browns fucking suck."
Yeah,
gonna
I
happen.
feel like it will hit tomorrow too. I'm hoping it hits.
Anyways,
the new TikToker
Cool,
says Baker Mayfield
cool,
no longer
cool.
the
The
Steelers.
Bills beat the Steelers. Cool. Before the season
Cool.
started, I had an L here. You know, I projected an L here. You can't go perfect. Yeah, you can't go perfect, but you know, we're still in the playoffs. Here we go. 11-2 as the 2 seed. Ain't mad about that. Fuck the
Are you
Chiefs.
mad about losing 2 straight?
Nah, we needed to lose for our fucking high horse. These guys suck.
Yeah,
You deserve to lose. You can't catch the fucking ball.
true. Facts. Period.
I'm glad you said it, so that I didn't have to make you angry. You just said it.
I have to be angry. That's why I'm on my Lakers shirt on because I want to know what it feels like to be a fucking winner again.
That easy.
Well,
That easy.
that was our Sunday recap of the best games of the weekend.
The no cap recap.
What a
No
week.
cap recap. It was a good week in sports because we have NBA coming up. We got MLB offseason heating up. It's starting to get good right now. It was slow for a little bit, but
It's heating back up.
it's heating back
Heating
up.
back
Multiple
up.
sports at one time so we could do an actual podcast and get back on it. So make
Yep,
sure
I
you're
can't wait until next week. Cannot wait.
make sure
It's
you're
gonna be
tuning
exciting.
in to all the average takes content that we're dropping in the coming weeks. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Hit the like button.
Like and subscribe,
Comment.
baby.
Yeah,
Follow us on Instagram at Average Takes. We got a Twitter at Average Takes 4. YouTube, bang that shit. Subscribe. Ding ding
Apple
ding ding.
Podcasts, Spotify.
Comment your take of the week. Comment your take of the week. Everybody, when
Yeah.
we rewatch it, everybody should comment their take of the week. Just put the timestamp on
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Nothing
Love
wrong
it.
with being average.